Bad pick, good pick, quarterback edition. Let's go. 6 ranks, 12 quarterbacks. The last pairing built one dynasty and buried one franchise. Same draft slot, both times. Same size of bet, same number 1 slot, 9 years apart. One quarterback built a dynasty off it. The other one got run out of the league. And this list closes on that exact pairing. Quick question, try to guess it. Which number 1 quarterback on this list built one of the greatest careers ever, using almost the same scouting report that got a different number 1 pick run out of the league 9 years later? Same slot, same size of bet. Keep that pairing in mind. We're closing on it. Tonight's format, same number 1 pressure and franchise-level expectations. 2 completely different men who took it. Bad pick first, then the flip. Good pick, same gamble, Hall of Fame case. Quick note, bad pick doesn't always mean bad quarterback. Sometimes it just means the pick didn't deliver what the first overall selection is supposed to. Rank number 6, the bad pick. Alex Smith, San Francisco 49ers, 2005. San Francisco had 2 future #1 caliber arms on the same board in 2005, Alex Smith and Aaron Rodgers, and took Smith, then made sure he'd never get a fair shot. 7 different coordinators in 7 seasons, a new playbook almost every year, while other young passers got real continuity. He wasn't failing to learn the position. He was restarting the same class with a new professor every time. The real story. Smith's redemption came over a decade later. A 2018 compound leg fracture triggered a life-threatening infection that took a dozen-plus surgeries to fix. He came back anyway, and in 2020, at 36, won Comeback Player of the Year. The good pick, Andrew Luck, Indianapolis Colts, 2012. The Colts' plan in 2012, release the greatest quarterback in team history and hand the job to a 22-year-old. Luck broke the NFL's rookie passing yardage record behind one of the league's worst lines. Robert Griffin III won Rookie of the Year that season with the flashier reel, but Luck outlasted him, piecing together 4 Pro Bowl selections. What separated him from Smith wasn't arm talent, it was how fast he processed a defense. Same instability that buried Smith. Luck built his own answer to it. Wait, what? He set that rookie passing record behind one of the least protected lines of any first-year starter that decade, and still made the Pro Bowl. The one thing, Smith was let down by an organization that kept changing the plan. Luck got the same instability and built his own plan anyway. Draft grade today, B+. Would you draft him again? Yes. Though ask his shoulder how the ending went. 5 slots left. Next, a guy who won 11 games in 3 years and still got run out by year 5. Rank number 5, the bad pick. Tim Couch, Cleveland Browns, 1999. Cleveland's expansion franchise made Couch the face of the rebuild in 1999. He delivered early, 11 wins in his first 3 seasons as a starter, and a 2002 playoff trip. Then it fell apart. By year 5, he was out of the building, never to play in the NFL again. The real problem was asking one rookie to single-handedly resurrect a franchise rebuilt from nothing a year before he arrived, behind a line with no business protecting a first-year starter. The real story. Couch never got a second act as a starter, but stayed close to football, moving into broadcasting, and in 2024 was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame for his Kentucky career. The good pick. Matthew Stafford, Detroit Lions, 2009. Same broken franchise math as Couch's Browns. A team that had just gone 0-16 handed a rookie the keys. Stafford's rookie year was rough. 20 interceptions, and injuries limited him to just 3 starts in 2010. Detroit stayed patient, unlike Couch's Browns. He spent over a decade producing at a high level despite Detroit's roster struggles, then got traded to a contender and turned that same off-schedule instinct into a championship. Wait, what? Stafford is the first player in NFL history to surpass $500 million in career earnings, starting his career on a team that hadn't won a playoff game since before he was born. The one thing. Both of these guys took a beating as rookies. Only one franchise finished the job of protecting him. Draft grade today, A. Would you draft him again? Yes, obviously. Ask Dallas how 3 rings feels. 3 slots left. Next. 4 rings off a rookie completion rate that gets you benched by week 3 today. Rank number 4, the bad pick. David Carr, Houston Texans, 2002. Houston's expansion franchise handed Carr the ball in 2002 with essentially zero protection. He took a record 76 sacks his rookie season, still the standard nobody wants to challenge. That class also had 3 future defensive superstars still on the board: Julius Peppers, Dwight Freeney, and Ed Reed. Houston took Carr instead. Film from those years suggests the beating changed how he played. Quicker to abandon clean pockets, rattled by pressure nowhere close to home. The real story: Carr never got another shot as a starter, but built a second career as an NFL scout and analyst, later coaching his brother Derek through that same shadow. The good pick: Troy Aikman, Dallas Cowboys, 1989. Aikman's rookie season makes Carr's look mild. Dallas finished 1-15, and Aikman went 0-11. Dallas stuck with him anyway while rebuilding, and 3 Super Bowl rings later, that patience is why the franchise has a trophy case. Dallas used that rebuild to accumulate talent, through the draft, through trades, including the Herschel Walker deal, and built one of the decade's most talented rosters around him. Houston never did the same for Carr. Wait, what? Aikman has said that stretch was the low point of his career. The same guy who won 3 championships in 4 seasons once the roster came together. The one thing: both of these guys took a beating as rookies. Only one franchise finished the job of protecting him. Draft grade today: A. Would you draft him again? Yes, obviously. Ask Dallas how 3 rings feels. 3 slots left. Next, 4 rings off. A rookie completion rate that gets you benched by week 3 today. Rank number 3, the bad pick. Jeff George, Indianapolis Colts, 1990. Indianapolis traded up for Jeff George in 1990. A cannon-arm scouts called a once-a-decade tool. It never came together. He went just 14-35 as a starter across 4 chaotic seasons before the Colts moved on. Arm talent was never his problem. Consistency was, and he never stayed anywhere long enough to build it. Every time friction showed up, the answer was a fresh start somewhere else. The real story: he held out 36 days from the Colts in 1993 after ripping the franchise publicly. 3 years later in Atlanta, after getting benched mid-game, he confronted head coach June Jones on the sideline on national television. A blow-up Jones later said lasted 10 minutes. The Falcons suspended and released him within about a month. The good pick: Terry Bradshaw, Pittsburgh Steelers, 1970. Bradshaw's rookie tape should have scared Pittsburgh off. 24 interceptions against 6 touchdowns, under 40% completion. He didn't even win Offensive Rookie of the Year. None of it mattered. Bradshaw became a Hall of Famer and led Pittsburgh to 4 Super Bowls. The Steelers built the conditions George never got: a defense and run game good enough that he didn't have to be great immediately. Wait, what? His relationship with head coach Chuck Noll was ice cold. He's described being humiliated in front of teammates and said the two never really got along, even after 4 Super Bowls together. The one thing: a cannon arm gets you drafted first overall. What a franchise builds around you while you learn to use it is what actually decides how the story ends. Draft grade today: A+. Would you draft him again? Yes. 4 rings ends this conversation before it starts. 2 slots left. Next, a guy who hit 318 in the minors just to prove he had somewhere else to go. Rank number 2, the bad pick: Sam Bradford, St. Louis Rams, 2010. Bradford won the Heisman, and the Rams cashed it in on the #1 pick in 2010. Year 1 delivered. Rookie of the Year, no asterisk. He never took the next step. Injuries repeatedly interrupted his career, and every interrupted season cost him continuity. The talent was never in question. The ceiling never got the runway. The real story: he tore his ACL in 2013, rehabbed all the way back, and tore the same ACL again in preseason the next year, before playing a snap on it. He's said that stretch pushed him to consider retiring in his mid-20s. The good pick: John Elway, Baltimore Colts, Denver Broncos, 1983. This one's the blueprint for the finale: a #1 pick who refused to play for his team and got exactly what he wanted. Baltimore took Elway first overall in 1983, and he told them he'd rather play baseball than suit up for the Colts. It wasn't a bluff. He'd already hit 318 across 42 games in the Yankees farm system the year before. Baltimore traded him to Denver, where he led back-to-back Super Bowl runs. The real story: in the 1987 AFC Championship, Down 7 with 5:32 left and backed up to his own 2-yard line, Elway drove Denver 98 yards to force overtime and win. Everyone just calls it the drive. The one thing, Bradford's story got decided by what his body could give him. Elway's got decided by what he was willing to walk away from first. Draft grade today. A. Would you draft him again? Yes. Ask Baltimore how that refusal worked out for them. 1 slot left. The closest coin flip on this list. Right up until it wasn't one. Rank number 1. The bad pick. Jamarcus Russell, Oakland Raiders, 2007. Oakland was convinced they'd found a generational arm, and the workouts backed it up. 3 seasons and 7 wins as a starter later, he was out of the league. The arm talent was real. What's less settled is what happened to it. In July 2010, he was arrested on a drug charge a grand jury declined to indict, and outlets reported his weight had risen past 300 pounds. All public record. What it means about why is more complicated. The real story. In a 2013 interview, Russell talked candidly about the weight gain and lost work ethic, though he's since pushed back on parts of that narrative, so treat it as one side of a still debated story. The good pick. Peyton Manning, Indianapolis Colts, 1998. In 1998, the Colts faced the most famous quarterback debate in draft history, Manning or Ryan Leaf. For a while it felt like a coin flip. Indianapolis picked Manning. His rookie year is mostly remembered for 28 interceptions. Randy Moss won Offensive Rookie of the Year that season. None of it mattered long term. 5 MVPs, 2 Super Bowl titles, 14 Pro Bowls. Russell's file was built on size and arm strength. Manning's was built on processing, anticipation, and film study few bother with. The real story. Manning's story nearly didn't get a second act. Neck surgeries in 2011 wiped out his season and put his career in doubt. Indianapolis released him in 2012. He signed with Denver, rebuilt the arm from scratch, and closed his career winning Super Bowl 50. The one thing, Russell had the same rocket arm scouts loved. Manning had the preparation to use his, every week, for nearly 2 decades. Draft grade today, A+. Would you draft him again? Yes. Ask Ryan Leaf how the coin flip went for him. The coin flip that went right. The one that went wrong 9 years later. 6 ranks, 12 quarterbacks, same draft slot, same expectation, split into 2 endings every time. So argue with me. Which bad pick got a raw deal from his roster? Which good pick doesn't belong this high? Oakland had that same can't-miss footage on Jamarcus Russell. The arm is never the whole question. It's what happens after the check clears.